you decide this is the project I want to make my directorial debut with?
Sort of everything sort of aligned to give me a sense that I might be able to do it. I wanted to direct for years and years, and there's a certain amount of sort of courage you need to be able to take the step to doing it. And one time before, I thought I had a book that I'd read that I thought I might want to direct, and I just got the fear and I didn't pursue it, and it ended up being made by someone else. And then this time round, I was attached to this film for 3 or 4 years as the actor to play the leading role of Swede Levov, and the film looked like it might be disappearing, like it might not happen. Suddenly we were directorless, and at that point I just suddenly thought, no, maybe this is my moment, and I thought about it really hard and properly, and decided that I would suggest myself to Tom Rosenberg, who's the head of Lakeshore Entertainment, and they put their trust in me, and here we are.
I looked at a lot of images with my character in particular. In this case, image is very important because people make a lot of decisions about both of them based on their physical appearance. So I spent time looking at a lot of images, working with wardrobe, hair, and makeup, because it's sort of a specific thing that we were trying to accomplish with her.
She's a character that goes through such a transformation, and when we meet her, it's another actress, and I'm curious, what sort of link is there? Do you get to meet the younger version?
We met, but that's about it. Yeah, no other link.
Oh, really? So,
yeah.
What about working out the speech pattern?
I did my own thing, so I think enough years passed where I wasn't worried.
This film happened to come about at a time when we were living a history, it seemed, and so the parallels there were right in front of me to find comparisons with each other. And I then started thinking about this character of Vicky, and the giving power to the voiceless started ringing for me. And I was seeing, in my news, my generation, we're right now wanting to see our voices heard. And so that's how I started to delve into it.
The interesting thing about directing, I've learned from all the directors I've worked with what to do, what works, from some of them what not to do and what doesn't work. And but there's no one way, there's no there's no correct way to direct a movie. It's about how do you do it? What your character's like, how you deal with pressure, how you deal with when you get stuck. Have you got the courage to say, I don't know, what do you think? Or do you feel like you have to look like you're in charge all the time? But I've seen a lot of people do it, and so I've learned from them all.
You've worked with so many brilliant filmmakers over the years. Do you reach out to anyone and ask for a few tips before you start rolling?
Yes, you do. It's funny, when you're about to direct your first film, everybody gives you advice. Like, people who aren't directors give you advice. I had some good advice from my gardener and some other people about what to do and what not to do. But I did ask, of course, the directors that I respect the most. Mike Mills, I spoke to at great length about how his process, and I'd experienced it on his set of Beginners. Danny Boyle, I spoke to Ben Affleck, because he's a director who's acted and directed in 3 movies, and I think now 4. And he gave me some really interesting, good advice about if you're going to be playing the part, make sure you get enough coverage on yourself, and because when you're losing the light and time is going, the first person you'll neglect is yourself, and he was right. There's an embarrassment about asking for another take on yourself in front of other actors, like, one more on me, one more.